What happens when one of the richest men in the world crosses paths with a homeless veteran? You won't believe what happens next. Picture this. A billionaire known for launching rockets to Mars and building cutting-edge electric cars walking down a busy street. And then he stops. But it's not to take a selfie with a fan or to close a billion-dollar deal. It's to meet someone who on the surface seems worlds apart from him. A homeless veteran. But what he did next shocked the world. This isn't just another story about a celebrity handing out money. It's a story about something much deeper: compassion, humanity, and the unexpected moments that can change someone's life. In this video, we'll take you through every twist and turn of this incredible encounter. From the moment Elon Musk came face to face with this man to the heartwarming yet surprising way he reacted. You'll learn how this encounter wasn't just about a quick donation or a publicity stunt. You'll find out how Musk's actions left a lasting impact on not only the veteran, but also everyone who witnessed this event. We'll reveal the unexpected actions Musk took that left people wondering if money alone is truly enough to change lives. What you're about to hear goes beyond headlines and social media posts. You'll discover how moments like these, when the world's most powerful figures show vulnerability and kindness, can spark something far more important than wealth. It's the power of giving back, the power of understanding, and the power of one person's actions to inspire millions. But that's not all. This story has a twist that very few know about. The way the encounter unfolded behind closed doors, the motivations that Musk had, and the ripple effect it created will surprise you. This is the kind of story that leaves you questioning your own perspective on success, kindness, and what it truly means to make a difference. So stick around till the end, because what Musk did for this homeless veteran might just change the way you see the world and inspire you to take action too. Welcome to our channel, Craze TV. If you haven't yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a story that could change your life. Let's dive into this unforgettable moment that proves compassion is the greatest wealth. Elon Musk is a name that resonates across industries. He's the founder of SpaceX, the company that made history by launching rockets into space and even landing them back on Earth. He revolutionized the electric car industry with Tesla, pushing the boundaries of clean energy and self-driving technology. Musk is also at the forefront of projects that seem pulled from the pages of science fiction, like the Hyperloop and Neuralink. His vision for the future is nothing short of extraordinary, with goals that range from colonizing Mars to making sustainable energy accessible to all. But despite his remarkable achievements, there's one thing that often gets overshadowed in the public's eye. Musk is a deeply driven individual, constantly working toward not just technological advancements, but also making the world a better place. However, on this day, it wasn't his role as a tech visionary or space pioneer that grabbed the world's attention. This time, the spotlight was on something far more human. It was a seemingly ordinary day in Los Angeles when Musk encountered a homeless veteran. The man who had served in the military found himself struggling to survive on the streets, far from the comforts of home or the pride of his past service. As fate would have it, Musk crossed paths with this individual, and what followed was an interaction that caught the attention of countless people across the globe. Instead of discussing groundbreaking tech or new business ventures, Musk's actions that day would demonstrate something often forgotten in the hustle of billion-dollar deals: empathy. He didn't just see the veteran as another person down on their luck. For Musk, this was an opportunity to make a difference. What happened next was an act that defied expectations, and it wasn't long before the world took notice. It was a typical busy day in Los Angeles, the kind of day where the streets buzzed with life. The city's energy never seemed to fade. Cars honked in the traffic, pedestrians hurried along the sidewalks, and the sun beat down on the crowded streets. Amidst all the activity, Elon Musk found himself walking along one of the city's bustling roads, caught in the flow of daily life. But on this particular day, something caught his attention. As he passed by, his eyes fell on a man sitting on the corner, his back pressed against a brick wall. The man looked like he had been through years of hardship. His clothes were tattered, his face weathered by time, and his eyes were tired. Tired of a world that had left him behind. This man wasn't just any person on the street. He was a veteran, someone who had served in the military, giving his time and energy to the country. Yet here he was, now struggling to survive in the very city that was known for its glitz and glamour. The contrast was stark. A man who had once worn a uniform, standing guard to protect the country, now had to fend for himself, facing the harsh realities of homelessness. As Musk approached, there was no grand moment or dramatic fanfare. The streets of LA kept moving. People walked by without so much as a glance, and life seemed to go on as usual. But the veteran didn't just ask for spare change or mutter a few words. He looked up at Musk with a look of quiet desperation in his eyes. Their brief exchange began with a simple request, a few dollars for food, but it quickly became much more. The veteran shared his story, speaking of his time in the military, of his service to the country, and of the battles he faced not just overseas, but within his own life since returning home. The man's voice was worn out, his words hesitant, yet the emotion behind them was unmistakable. He told Musk of the broken promises, the difficulties of finding work after returning from service, and the loneliness that had taken root in his life. His story wasn't just about being homeless. It was a tale of sacrifice, of fighting for a country that hadn't given him the support he needed once his service ended. The veteran's eyes were heavy with the weight of unspoken regrets, and for a moment, there was a silence between the two men, a silence that spoke volumes. Musk listened. There was no hurry in his actions, no impatience in his eyes. He didn't brush the man off or walk away like most would have done. Instead, Musk seemed to focus entirely on the man in front of him. Most people would have simply given $1 or two, then continued with their day, perhaps feeling like they had done something good, but not Musk. His reaction was different, more genuine, more connected. Rather than simply offering a few coins or leaving quickly, Musk seemed to feel the weight of the veteran's words. For a brief moment, he stopped being a billionaire, a tech mogul, or a world-renowned entrepreneur. He became just another person, someone who could empathize with another's struggle. What Musk did next left onlookers in disbelief. Instead of continuing on his way, he reached into his wallet. He didn't just give the veteran a few crumpled bills. No, Musk handed the man a significant amount of money, more than enough to cover a meal or a night's shelter. But it wasn't just the money that made people stop in their tracks. Musk took the time to speak with the man, to look him in the eyes, and to make sure that he was more than just a face in the crowd. He didn't just throw a few dollars his way and move on. He made sure the man knew that he wasn't invisible, that he wasn't forgotten. Musk's actions weren't motivated by the desire to make a spectacle of his generosity. There was no camera crew, no media frenzy, no expectation of praise. It was just a simple, human act of kindness. What Musk did wasn't the typical response to homelessness or poverty. Many people would have walked by, their heads turned away, their hearts closed off. It was easier to ignore the veteran, to see him as part of the city's background noise. But Musk, in that moment, did something rare. He stopped, he listened, he reached out. For those who witnessed it, it was a surprising, almost surreal sight. A man who had everything, taking a moment to care about someone who had nothing. Musk's gesture didn't just stand out because of the financial help he offered. It was because in a world that often rushes by, he showed that sometimes the most meaningful thing you can do is simply to see someone else, to hear their story, and to show them kindness. Without hesitation, Elon Musk reached into his wallet, his fingers brushing against the crisp bills as he pulled out a generous sum of money. It wasn't a small gesture, something to appease his conscience or just to feel good about helping. Musk didn't offer a few coins or a small note. What he gave was substantial, enough for the man to find food, shelter, and some comfort, even if just for a short time. But the money wasn't the only thing that made this moment remarkable. What Musk said next carried even more weight. As he handed the money to the homeless veteran, Musk looked him directly in the eyes and said, "You served us all. Now it's time we serve you." It wasn't a mere platitude. It wasn't the kind of line people throw out just to make themselves feel better. Musk's words were sincere, heartfelt, and resonated with a deep sense of respect. They acknowledged the man's past, the sacrifices he had made, and the unfairness of his current situation. The veteran, who had likely seen countless faces pass by without a second thought, seemed to pause. It was as if the weight of Musk's words, as well as the money he had just handed over, gave him a renewed sense of dignity. For a moment, the rough edges of the world around him seemed to soften. But Musk didn't stop there. He didn't just hand over cash and walk away as many people might have done. The veteran's plight clearly affected him, and Musk's actions reflected a genuine desire to make a difference beyond a temporary fix. Instead of simply offering financial help and leaving, Musk began to ask more questions. He asked the man about his life, his story, and what had brought him to this point. It wasn't out of curiosity or to make a good story for the media. It was out of a genuine interest in understanding the hardships the veteran had faced. Musk's approach wasn't about checking a box for a good deed. He truly seemed to care about this individual as a human being, not just as a person on the street asking for help. After listening to the veteran's story, Musk didn't just nod sympathetically and walk away. He began to think of ways to help further. "I can't imagine what you've been through," Musk said, "but I want to make sure you get the support you deserve." With that, he offered to connect the man with resources, using his influence and access to help him get back on his feet. Musk mentioned looking into organizations that assist veterans, organizations that could offer both emotional and financial support. The veteran, who had spent so much time struggling in isolation, now saw someone who was willing to extend more than just temporary relief, someone who was prepared to help him build a path forward. Musk's offer went beyond just financial assistance. He extended a lifeline that might have felt more meaningful to the veteran than anything else. The idea of having someone help guide him toward the right support systems must have been a powerful moment, a reminder that even after so many years of feeling invisible, there were still people who cared about him. Musk had a network of contacts, access to influential figures, and the resources to ensure that the man would no longer be left behind. For many, the idea of connecting someone to a new job or housing seems like a small gesture, but for a homeless veteran, it was life-changing. Throughout the exchange, Musk's tone was calm but firm in its compassion. It wasn't the words of a man who was simply offering charity. It was the words of someone who recognized the value of every human being. "You've done your part for all of us," Musk told him. "Now, let's make sure you get the support you need." His message was clear. The veteran was not forgotten, and he was not simply a casualty of the system. He was someone who mattered. The veteran, who had likely grown accustomed to being overlooked, seemed to take a moment to absorb what was happening. There was a quiet exchange between them, a mutual understanding that words alone couldn't express. Musk's actions showed that he wasn't merely throwing money at the situation to make it go away. He was taking the time to make sure the man had not just a temporary solution, but a chance at a better future. Musk's gesture was rooted in a belief that people, no matter where they come from or what their circumstances may be, have the potential to rise again, to find new purpose and dignity. As the interaction unfolded, passersby who witnessed the exchange began to stop and take notice. People who had been rushing along, too busy to pay attention, now looked at Musk with a new level of respect. They weren't just seeing a billionaire helping a homeless man. They were witnessing a powerful moment where empathy and action came together to remind everyone that no one should be discarded or forgotten. Musk's response wasn't just about money, and it wasn't about charity. It was about showing up when it mattered, taking the time to truly see someone, and offering them not just resources, but hope. In that moment, Musk became more than just a tech mogul. He became a symbol of what it means to give, not just with your wealth, but with your heart. As the encounter between Elon Musk and the homeless veteran unfolded, People nearby couldn't believe their eyes. The streets of Los Angeles were as busy as ever, with pedestrians rushing to their destinations, unaware of the powerful moment taking place just a few steps away. But those who happened to be in the vicinity couldn't help but stop in their tracks. Here was one of the wealthiest men in the world, standing not in a boardroom or on the stage of a major conference, but on a street corner, engaging with a homeless man, and not just offering him money, but extending a moment of humanity and dignity that many hadn't expected to see. The veteran, whose life had been reduced to begging on the streets, was receiving something far more valuable than a few bills. It was clear that Musk's actions went beyond just helping with immediate financial needs. What Musk offered him in that moment was respect. He saw him not as a problem to be solved, but as a human being deserving of compassion. And the people who watched this exchange couldn't help but be moved by it. There was something almost surreal about seeing a billionaire in a moment of such raw empathy. In a world where the divide between the rich and the poor can sometimes feel insurmountable, Musk's gesture was a stark reminder that wealth doesn't have to breed indifference. It can be a source of change, of kindness, and of hope. Word of the encounter spread quickly. It wasn't long before the story began to pick up traction, flooding social media platforms and news outlets. The incident went viral as people across the globe shared the moment, commenting on the unexpected nature of the interaction. People couldn't stop talking about the surprising gesture. A billionaire, known for his pioneering work in space exploration and electric cars, stepping outside of his high-tech world to offer a real connection to someone in need. The story sparked a wave of admiration and awe from those who felt inspired by Musk's humbling actions. Many praised him for his generosity, highlighting that it wasn't just about the money, but about showing the homeless man that he mattered, that his story wasn't lost in the shuffle of daily life. On social media, users began to share their own reflections on the encounter. Some even expressed their newfound commitment to helping others, seeing Musk's actions as a call to look beyond one's own success and to do more for the community. The way Musk took the time to listen to the veteran's story and show him respect resonated deeply with people. It wasn't a simple act of charity. It was a profound display of empathy. For many, it was a reminder that everyone has a role in making the world a better place, no matter how small the action may seem. But not everyone was immediately swept up by the heartwarming aspect of the story. Some online commentators raised questions, wondering if Musk's actions were purely altruistic or if he had other motivations. Was it truly about helping the man, or was it a carefully timed public relations move? These questions didn't diminish the impact of the moment, but they did spark a broader conversation about the expectations we place on those who have the power to influence the world. Regardless of the motivations behind Musk's actions, the fact remained that a man in need had been helped in a way that went beyond charity. It was a moment of connection, of human dignity, and of giving that couldn't be ignored. In the days that followed, the media covered the story extensively. Interviews with those who had witnessed the interaction began to surface, with many expressing how moved they were by Musk's actions. The story was shared by news outlets worldwide, each outlet presenting their own spin on the event. Some framing it as a rare act of kindness from a tech billionaire, others highlighting how Musk's actions raised questions about wealth, privilege, and responsibility. Despite varying interpretations, the consensus was clear. Elon Musk had, in that fleeting moment, done something extraordinary, and while some might have expected him to pass by the homeless man or simply offer a handout, Musk's response demonstrated that empathy can transcend wealth, and that even those who seem out of reach can make a profound difference in someone else's life. The reactions to the story continued to flood in. For many, the narrative wasn't just about Musk's financial generosity. It was about the way he used his platform and his resources to shed light on an issue that too often goes unnoticed: the plight of homeless veterans. The ripple effect of Musk's actions wasn't confined to those who saw the encounter firsthand. It extended to people all over the world who were inspired to think differently about those in need. and to act with greater kindness and understanding. And so what began as a simple exchange between a billionaire and a homeless man became something much larger, a story of humanity, of compassion, and of hope that resonated far beyond Los Angeles. As the story spread, it left people reflecting on their own roles in a society where acts of kindness can change the lives of those who need it the most. This encounter between Elon Musk and the homeless veteran wasn't just about one man helping another. It was a powerful reminder that no matter our status, we all have the power to make a difference in someone's life. Whether we're billionaires or simply people going about our daily routines, our ability to show compassion can change the course of someone's day or even their life. It's easy to think that only the rich or powerful can make an impact, but this moment clearly showed that kindness doesn't have to come with a price tag. The simple act of listening, acknowledging someone's humanity, and showing empathy is something we can all do no matter who we are or what we have. In a world that often feels driven by wealth, success, and status, it can be easy to overlook those who are struggling or in need of a helping hand. We get caught up in the rush of daily life, consumed by our own challenges, and it's easy to dismiss others as simply another part of the background. But when we take a step back, when we pause and really look around, we see that it's often the smallest acts of kindness that have the greatest impact. A smile, a helping hand, or just taking a moment to listen to someone. These are the things that truly change lives. These are the actions that leave lasting impressions and create a ripple effect that can spread far beyond what we might ever see. Musk's gesture, though grand, serves as a reminder to all of us that we don't need to have vast wealth or a platform to make a difference. We all have the ability to impact those around us, even in the most seemingly insignificant ways. It could be offering a kind word to someone who looks down, or lending a hand to someone struggling with their groceries. It's in those moments of connection where we can change the course of someone's day, maybe even their outlook on life. As we reflect on what happened that day, we're encouraged to think about our own ability to show kindness. In our own lives, we can choose to make a difference, to treat others with dignity and respect, regardless of their circumstances. It doesn't take a fortune or fame to change someone's world. Sometimes all it takes is a moment of humanity. The truth is, we all have the power to make this world a better place, one small act at a time. So the next time you see someone in need, take a moment to reflect on the power of your actions. You don't have to change the world in one go, but you can certainly brighten someone's life with a little kindness. Whether it's through a smile, a gesture of support, or even just listening when someone needs to talk, these are the acts that truly matter. In a world that often feels overwhelming, it's these small moments of compassion that remind us of the good we are all capable of bringing to the table. So what would you have done in that situation? Elon Musk didn't just change the life of one veteran that day. He sparked a conversation about humanity and the power of kindness. His simple yet profound act serves as a reminder that no matter who we are, we all have the ability to make a positive impact on someone's life. It's not the size of the gesture that matters, but the intention behind it. What do you think about Elon's actions? Let us know in the comments below. And if this story inspired you, make sure to like and share. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories. Thanks for watching.